How to create a YouTube channel for your business. A quick step-by-step guide. So the first thing you're going to need to do before you can actually start officially using YouTube, you need to have an account. So if you go sign up with, if you've already got a Google account, great, you'll use that. So grab yourself a Google account, or using your existing Google account, go over to YouTube's, sign up or sign in, depending which one you're doing. So once you've signed in with your Gmail account, we normally say use your Gmail account. So once you're there, once you initially go there, you won't see any icons. It'll probably just be your initial. So now what we're going to do is add an account or a branded channel to your existing YouTube account. So when you first sign up with YouTube, YouTube allows you to leave comments and create playlists, and that's for your own personal use. This could vary. They sometimes even give you a personal YouTube account. What we want to do is add a branded or a business account to this account, if that makes sense, or a business name to this account. So there's a couple of ways of getting there. One is if you go to press the icon, or it might be your initial. We'll press that. This will bring some options. Now, what we want to do is go to switch accounts. If I tap that, you'll see at the bottom, it's giving me an option to add an account. So this is if I want to add another Gmail account, a different login to this. So we're not actually looking to do that. What we want to do is add a channel. If I go back one, if I go to settings, so that same thing, if I click the icon there, tap that, and click settings, what I want to do is manage my accounts. And I can also get to the same thing. So if I go back to YouTube, and if you're not seeing that, these hamburgers on the, well, I'll give that a moment. Those 3 lines are hamburgers. If I scroll down, I can click settings there. And when I click settings, it's normally the first one, accounts. I want to add and manage channels on this account. So if I click add and manage, so you see some of these channels I've got access to. I want to add another channel to this. So I'm not adding an account, I'm adding a channel to this account. I choose what I want to call it. So I'm going to call it Euro Shorts. I understand, blah, blah, blah. Read the terms and conditions. And again, going forward, if you're not actively using these channels on these accounts, especially when we get to 2030, that type of thing, 2030, sorry, they'll start switching these off. They may even switch them off sooner. So unless you're actively using and these channels have value, they're not going to switch them off, because most people have been setting up some of these just for spam. So now what you need to do is verify your channel. So stick your phone number in there. Now, I'm not going to do this because you can only have so many channels on an account which is verified. So this is part of accountability. So put your phone number in there, and then I'll either send a text message and a voice message, a code to verify the account. Once that's done, now that's all sorted, what we want to do is actually start branding this channel out. So if you are seeing the account that you've just set up is not there, once it's all verified, just go down in the drop down. You might see the first one is yours, maybe your own personal name, and then there's the one you've just set up, your business name. So what we want to do is obviously add an icon. So this could be your business logo, or it could be yourself. And then we want to make a header for the top of your channel. So there's different ways of doing that. You can use art programs and stuff like that. Most of my customers are business owners, and they haven't got time to faff around with things like Photoshop or Affinity Designer. So using something like Vista Create to create your social medias is very efficient. The templates have already been designed. So if you think, oh, I'm not a designer, it doesn't matter. They've got pre-made templates and designs for all aspects of social media. We want to go to YouTube. Give that a moment. Let's choose this one here. Now, as you'll see, now, in fairness, not all of that will be visible on all devices. That'll only be shown on TV. If I drop this photo on top, scale this over, you could just make it out. So you'll see that bar across there. That light bit from that line, this line here and this line here, if I zoom in a bit. So from that purple line in there and that purple line on there, that's what will be viewable on a mobile phone or the mobile app. The additions of the purple, those will be viewable on a tablet. If I zoom out a bit, go into the extremes, that will be viewable on a desktop. And if you're on a TV, the whole thing will be viewable. So you'll still want to design it. That's why I mentioned the template's useful. You'll still want to design it so if somebody's watching it on TV, they'll see all of it. But you've just got to bear in mind, if you're putting something important, that it falls within these boundaries. So it would be no good having that if that's your call to action or your details or your brand like that, having that in that top corner. Nobody would see that unless they're on a widescreen TV. So that's the header. For your icon, I would go with something like 1000 by 80 pixels by 1080 pixels or 1200 by 1200, something square, because you can use that on your other social media platforms as well. So all you would do is, if you wanted to go with custom size, where you wanted something like 1200 by 1200, that would create the design. Square. So you can drag in your logo. So if you're a restaurant, you could ideally, like I said, maybe a picture of the restaurant or the manager, but there's no reason why you couldn't go if you wanted to. Your top selling food dish. So that, and then just grab your logo and put that on top. Export that out as a square. So here, go to the top, export. You've got the different options how you want to do it. So either it's going to be a PNG or a JPEG. Once you've exported them, so now to customize your channel, what we need to do is, what I've done is switch back to the one where I've got no header on because the interface is slightly different. So if I click customize channel, so what I've done, I've gone view channel and I've made sure I'm on this channel here. So I want to customize this channel. So I want to go with the branding. There is things like the about us and other things that will need addressing, things like links and that, but that we don't need to worry about that at this particular moment. So I'm going to go with a profile picture. I'm going to change that. And that's got this. I'm using Opera and it's remembered what I've just downloaded. So I'm going to go show all files as if, because not all browsers work the same way. I'm going to go to the downloads folder, and what am I doing? I'm down the icon, so I'm going to select the square one, open that, so that should replace that. The image will always stay square. It's just going to show you what it looks like round. So again, if you've got something that's super important, make sure it doesn't come out to the roundness of your square, if that makes sense. I'm going to say that's done. So that's what so as I was saying, if you've got your face, you could have your face and your logo at the bottom and stuff like that if necessary. Faces generally do convert well. People relate to faces. And the banner, we're going to upload that. Again, this is Opera and it works in this method. It remembers what I've just downloaded. So it assumes, which is quite rightly. Now, as you see, this is a perfect example, as I was saying, not all the things are visible on all the devices. So this is a good illustration of that. So you can see that center bit there is viewable on all devices, mobile, tablet, and display. So we're going to see the rest of it, it'll need to be either a tablet or a widescreen monitor. And to view all of it, it's going to be on a TV. So we're going to say yes to that, because we've designed it with that in mind. Now, other things you're probably going to want to do is you could add links. So you could add links to your website and some of your social media. Now, the description, or it used to be the about us, or about the channel, that's moved. It used to have its own button. It still can be visible, but you want this to be whatever the channel's going to be about. So if you're a hairdresser in Sutton Coldfield or a plumber in Texas, so you're probably going to want some of that information leading the text, that not, I wouldn't waste time with welcome to my channel, which I'm really pleased to have started in 2025, and all of that is fluff words, and we're wasting the opportunity for these words to be picked up by the search engines to tell somebody what this channel is about. So if you're a hairdresser in Sutton Coldfield, Birmingham, so hairdressing site, or a hairdresser, wedding bridal hairdresser based in Sutton Coldfield, Birmingham, showing you tips and tricks of how to look best on your bride, on your wedding day and stuff like that. So drop some keywords in. Don't keyword spam it, but you want to make sure it tells people what the channel is about. Once you're happy with that, there's other things you can do if you're going to be doing live streaming and to protect your comments, but I'll cover that in another video, which is super important. It'll stop people putting hate comments in and spam and all that kind of stuff. We'll publish that. I'll also show you how you can give access or share access to this. So if you need a manager to look after this site for you, or this channel, or some of the aspects of the channel, I'll show you how you can do that. If you have found this video helpful, do give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to cover all aspects of using these aspects of the internet to help your business and your business website.